All right, let's dive deep today. We're exploring meditation, but not just any meditation. We're going straight to the source, Alan Watts himself. We've got a whole stack of recordings from his archives, all about this practice that's having like a I don't know, like a surge of interest in the West right now. And it really makes you wonder, like, why now? Why is the West, with its traditionally like talkative religions, so fascinated by this, quiet Eastern tradition all of a sudden?
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about it, Western religions like, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, they've really been all about sermons and prayers, words, words, words. It's either, instructing us or trying to get the attention of a higher power. But there's this, I don't know, rising sense that maybe, just maybe, something is missing.
Like we're talking at the divine instead of like actually experiencing it.
Exactly. It's almost as if this constant focus on like doing and achieving has left people feeling, well, disconnected, even alienated.
Right.
And that's where I think Eastern traditions, with their emphasis on inner transformation through practices like meditation, are really starting to resonate.
Yeah. I came across this phrase just the other day that really struck me. It's European dissociation. Have you ever heard of that? It's from this thinker, Lancelot White, and he describes this feeling of being trapped in a world that just feels hostile, like we're cut off from something really vital. Could it be that meditation is a way to bridge that gap? You know what I mean?
It's a fascinating connection.
Yeah.
And it aligns with, what Watts often said about our modern predicament. He believed this intense, intense focus on the ego, right?
Yeah.
Amplified by technology that's just constantly feeding our desires, has left us feeling, well, restless, unfulfilled. Meditation, in a way, I think, offers a path back to ourselves, a way to reconnect with that deeper sense of being that we just lost touch with.
So instead of constantly trying to do more, be more, it's about learning to just be.
Precisely.
Mm.
And this brings us to, I think, a core concept in Watts' teachings, and one that he draws from Taoist philosophy, Wu Wei. It's often translated as not forcing,
Yeah.
which I'll admit can sound a bit passive at first,
Yeah.
but it's anything but.
I admit, when I first heard about Wu Wei, I thought, well, isn't that just kind of giving up? But I'm guessing it's a bit more nuanced than that, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wu Wei is about aligning with the natural flow of things. It's like
Yeah.
a sailor hoisting a sail to catch the wind. It's about working with the universe, not against it. Watts often used the image of rowing upstream versus sailing, which sounds more effortless.
Sailing, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So it's about finding that sweet spot where effort and ease kind of meet. But how do you actually do that? That's what gets me.
Well, here's the thing, and this is where Watts gets really insightful. Wu Wei isn't something you achieve by trying to be spontaneous or eliminating all your desires. In fact, that kind of, forceful approach actually goes against the very principle.
It's like trying to relax on command. It just makes you more tense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's this, great anecdote in the Zhuangzi, key Taoist text, where Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism, is talking to Confucius. And Confucius, always the, moralist, is all about eliminating selfishness and achieving perfect virtue. And Lao Tzu, with his, characteristic wit, points out that this whole project of, self-improvement is itself an ego-driven pursuit. It's like beating a drum to find a fugitive. You'll just scare them further away.
Oh, so the more you chase selflessness, the more elusive it becomes.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. So how do we actually like tap into Wu Wei if not by forcing it?
Well, Watts believed that it starts with quieting the mind. It's about silencing the constant chatter of thoughts. So our true desires, the ones aligned with our deepest nature, can finally emerge.
It's like we're so bombarded by information, expectations, worries that we lose touch with what actually matters to us. Quieting the mind is like clearing the static so we can hear our own inner compass again.
Beautifully put.
Thanks.
And it echoes that line from the Bible, unless you become as a little child, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
Think about how children are so naturally curious and playful, full of awe and wonder. They haven't learned to filter their experience through all those layers of judgment and preconceptions. Meditation, in a way, is about reclaiming that childlike openness.
That's such a beautiful idea, but our minds, they're pretty busy places. How do we actually cultivate that kind of open awareness?
Let's try a little thought experiment, if you will. Imagine just for a moment setting aside all your preconceived notions about the world. Try to experience reality without labeling everything you see, hear, feel.
So instead of that's a tree, that's a bird, it's more like letting those perceptions kind of wash over us without trying to define them.
Exactly. It's about
Yeah.
letting go of that mental scaffolding we use to organize the world and simply being present with what is. And this isn't about being, anti-intellectual. It's about recognizing that thoughts themselves are impermanent, always changing. They're like shapes forming in sea spray. Beautiful but fleeting.
So we're not trying to stop thoughts, but rather to observe them without getting caught up in their stories.
Precisely.
Hmm.
And one of the tools Watts often highlighted for achieving this is sound.
Hmm.
Think about the deep, resonant tone of a gong or the rhythmic chanting of a mantra. These sounds can help quiet the internal chatter and shift our awareness to the present moment.
It's like they create a kind of sonic space for stillness to emerge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mantras like Om, Hare Krishna, Alleluia, even just the word, Allah,
Hmm.
when chanted repeatedly can help us detach from the conceptual mind and simply be present with the sound itself.
It's almost like a sonic reset button for the mind.
Mhm.
And Watts even suggests that this kind of going out of your mind through practices like chanting can actually bring us back to our senses in a more profound way.
That's the paradox. He
Yeah.
he compares the over-rational mind to a rigid bridge that's likely to snap under pressure. By by loosening the grip of the conceptual mind, we gain a kind of, I don't know, flexibility, a resilience that helps us navigate life's challenges with more grace and ease.
So it's about finding that balance between the intellectual and the experiential, the head and the heart.
Precisely. And meditation in its many forms offers a path to cultivate that balance, to tap into a deeper wellspring of wisdom and creativity within ourselves.
It's like learning to dance with the universe instead of trying to control it, which of course brings us back to Wu Wei.
Yes. When we quiet the mind, connect with the breath, and open ourselves to the present moment, we naturally align ourselves with the flow of life, allowing things to unfold with more ease and grace.
This isn't about passivity or resignation, right?
Right. No, not at all.
It's about accessing a different kind of power that comes from working with the natural order of things.
Exactly. Think of it like surfing. You're not fighting the ocean's power, but harmonizing your movements with it, letting it carry you effortlessly.
And it reminds me of what we were saying earlier about becoming like a child again, reclaiming that sense of wonder and openness.
Absolutely. Children, they haven't learned to overthink things yet. They approach life with curiosity and playfulness, allowing themselves to be fully present in each moment.
So meditation is in a way about reawakening that childlike spirit within us, remembering how to see the world with fresh eyes.
Beautifully put.
Thanks.
It's about letting go of preconceived notions and experiencing reality directly without the filters of our judgments.
Yeah.
And this is where the practice of simply observing our thoughts without getting caught up in them becomes so important.
Instead of identifying with our thoughts, we learn to see them as passing clouds in the sky of our awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not trying to suppress or control our thoughts, but rather create space between ourselves and our thoughts. This allows them to come and go without dictating our experience. And as we've discussed, the breath becomes a valuable anchor, bringing us back to the present moment when we get carried away.
It's like training the mind to become a calm, expansive ocean, not a turbulent, reactive sea.
What a beautiful analogy.
Thanks.
And as we cultivate this inner stillness,
Right.
we become more receptive to the subtle whispers of intuition and inspiration that are always present within us.
It's about clearing the static so we can tune into our own inner guidance system.
That's the magic of meditation, the realization that the answers we seek are often already within us. We just need to create the space for them to emerge.
And this isn't just about sitting on a cushion with our eyes closed, right? This mindful awareness can be brought to any part of our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether we're, walking, talking, eating, or working, we can bring that same presence and attention to each moment. It's about becoming more awake and alive in our everyday experiences.
This reminds me of another powerful tool Watts talks about, visualization.
Ah, yes. Visualization is a powerful way to to engage the imagination and tap into the creative potential of the subconscious mind.
And I specifically remember him talking about a visualization using a ball of lead, letting it fall through the body to encourage deep exhalation. What's that all about?
It's a wonderful technique for releasing tension and cultivating a sense of grounding and relaxation. It's a way of using imagery to connect with the physical sensations of the breath. Would you like to guide our listener through this visualization?
I'd love to. It's a perfect way to embody these principles. All right. So once again, if you're willing to play along, find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath.
Now picture a heavy ball of lead resting at the base of your skull. As you begin to exhale, visualize this ball slowly descending through your body, tracing the path of your spine.
Feel the weight of that ball gently pressing down, releasing any tension or tightness as it moves.
Mhm.
Allow your breath to flow out, smoothly and effortlessly, guided by the weight of the ball.
Imagine the ball moving down through your shoulders, melting away. And any stress you might be carrying there, feel it descending through your chest, opening up your heart center, and making space for deeper breaths.
Continue to visualize the ball moving down through your abdomen, releasing any tension in your belly. Feel it moving through your hips, releasing any holding in your lower back.
As the ball reaches your legs, picture it dissolving any tension or fatigue you might be holding there.
Yeah.
Feel it moving down through your calves, releasing any tightness.
Finally, visualize the ball reaching your feet, grounding you firmly to the earth. Feel its weight releasing into the ground, drawing any remaining tension or stress from your body.
And as you inhale, simply allow your breath to flow back in naturally, filling your lungs with fresh energy. Repeat this visualization with each exhale, letting the ball of lead guide your breath outward, releasing tension and cultivating a deep sense of grounding and relaxation.
Continue breathing in this way for a few minutes, allowing yourself to settle deeper into the state of ease and presence.
It's amazing how using visualization like that with the breath can make it even more powerful, more tangible. It's like giving our subconscious mind like a blueprint for relaxation and letting it just go to work,
Yeah, totally. And it's funny how we take breathing for granted. It's literally the force of life flowing through us, and yet we rarely give it a second thought.
It's true. And in many Eastern traditions, the breath is seen as like a bridge between our physical selves and something larger, connecting us to the energy of the universe.
So it's not just about, oxygen. It's about aligning ourselves with like a deeper cosmic energy. It makes you think about breathing in a whole new way.
Precisely. And when we cultivate a deep, steady breath, we're not only calming the mind, but also harmonizing our energy,
Yeah.
leading to, greater clarity and presence.
It's like tapping into a hidden wellspring of vitality within us. This reminds me of another point Watts makes about the power of sound in meditation.
Yes. He was particularly fascinated by how sound, especially chanted sound, could quiet the mind and induce a meditative state.
And he wasn't just talking about any sound, right?
Right.
He specifically highlights things like gongs and mantras. What's so special about them?
Well, Watts believed that the deep resonance of a gong, for example, creates a kind of sonic bath that just washes over us, quieting mental chatter and inducing deep peace. He even compared it to the sound of creation itself, a primordial vibration that resonates deep within us.
It's like the sound is actually like rearranging the energy patterns in our bodies and minds, creating a more harmonious state.
Exactly. Yeah. And mantras, as we touched upon earlier, work in a similar way. By repeating these sacred sounds, we shift our focus to the present moment and tap into the vibrational energy of the mantra itself.
I remember Watts saying that the actual meaning of the mantra wasn't as important as the sound itself. It's about the experience, not the intellectual understanding.
That's right. He even compared it to listening to classical music.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily focus on the technical aspects of the composition, but allow ourselves to be moved by the beauty and emotion of the music. It's about letting go of the analytical mind and surrendering to the feeling.
Surrendering to the sound itself. I like that. Watts also had this provocative idea that sometimes to truly break free from the grip of the rational mind, we need to like go out of our minds, so to speak. What did he mean by that?
He was talking about transcending our our usual ways of thinking, breaking through limitations to experience a wider reality. He believed practices like chanting, when done with intense focus, could help us achieve this.
It's like shaking up the snow globe of our minds, letting all those settled patterns kind of dissolve so something new and unexpected can emerge.
Perfect analogy.
Thanks.
And in a classic Alan Watts move, he compared the over-rational mind to a rigid bridge that's likely to collapse in a storm. He said that by becoming a bit crazy in the sense of being flexible and adaptable, we actually strengthen our ability to face life's challenges.
So it's not about abandoning reason, but integrating it with a more intuitive, experiential way of knowing,
Hmm.
finding that balance between head and heart.
Precisely. And meditation in its many forms offers a path to cultivate that balance, to tap into a deeper wellspring of wisdom and creativity within ourselves.
It's like learning to dance with the universe instead of trying to control it, which of course brings us back to Wu Wei.
Yes. When we quiet the mind, connect with the breath, and open ourselves to the present moment, we we naturally align ourselves with the flow of life, allowing things to unfold with more ease and grace.
This isn't about passivity or resignation, right?
No, no, not at all.
It's about accessing a different kind of power that comes from working with the natural order of things.
Exactly.
Mm.
Think of it like surfing. You're not fighting the ocean's power, but harmonizing your movements with it,
Yeah.
letting it carry you effortlessly.
And it reminds me of what we were saying earlier about becoming like a child again, reclaiming that sense of wonder and openness.
Absolutely. Children, they haven't learned to overthink things yet. They approach life with curiosity and playfulness, allowing themselves to be fully present in each moment.
So meditation is in a way about reawakening that childlike spirit within us.
Remembering how to see the world with fresh eyes.
Beautifully put. It's about letting go of preconceived notions and experiencing reality directly without the filters of our judgments. And this is where the practice of simply observing our thoughts without getting caught up in them becomes so important.
Instead of identifying with our thoughts, we learn to see them as passing clouds in the sky of our awareness.
Exactly. We're not trying to suppress or control our thoughts, but rather create space between ourselves and our thoughts. This allows them to come and go without dictating our experience. And as we've discussed, the breath becomes a valuable anchor, bringing us back to the present moment when we get carried away.
It's like training the mind to become a calm, expansive ocean, not a turbulent, reactive sea.
What a beautiful analogy. And as we cultivate this inner stillness, we become more receptive to the subtle whispers of intuition and inspiration that are always present within us. It's about clearing the static so we can tune into our own inner guidance system.
That's the magic of meditation. The realization that the answers we seek are often already within us. We just need to create the space for them to emerge.
And then this isn't just about sitting on a cushion with our eyes closed, right? This mindful awareness can be brought to any part of our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether we're, washing dishes, walking the dog, or having a conversation, we can bring that same quality of presence and awareness to each moment. And in doing so, we discover that even the most mundane tasks can become opportunities for growth and transformation.
It's about finding the sacred in the ordinary, the extraordinary in the everyday.
Beautifully put. Alan Watts reminds us that the point of life isn't to reach some distant destination.
Mm.
It's to savor the journey itself, to embrace the richness and beauty of each moment.
And this reminds me of another powerful tool Watts talks about, visualization.
Yes.
Yeah.
Visualization is a powerful way to engage the imagination and tap into the creative potential of the subconscious mind.
And I specifically remember him talking about a visualization using a ball of lead, letting it fall through the body to encourage deep, deep exhalation. What's that all about?
It's a wonderful technique for releasing tension and cultivating a sense of grounding and relaxation. It's a way of using imagery to connect with the physical sensations of the breath. Would you like to guide our listener through this visualization?
I'd love to. It's a perfect way to embody these principles. All right, so once again, find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath.
Now picture a heavy ball of lead resting at the base of your skull. As you begin to exhale, visualize this ball slowly descending through your body, tracing the path of your spine.
Feel the weight of that ball gently pressing down, releasing any tension or tightness as it moves. Allow your breath to flow out smoothly and effortlessly, guided by the weight of the ball.
Imagine the ball moving down through your shoulders, melting away any stress you might be carrying there. Feel it descending through your chest, opening up your heart center and making space for deeper breaths.
Continue to visualize the ball moving down through your abdomen, releasing any tension in your belly. Feel it moving through your hips, releasing any holding in your lower back.
As the ball reaches your legs, picture it dissolving any tension or fatigue you might be holding there. Feel it moving down through your calves, releasing any tightness.
Finally, visualize the ball reaching your feet, grounding you firmly to the earth. Feel its weight releasing into the ground, drawing any remaining tension or stress from your body.
And as you inhale, simply allow your breath to flow back in naturally, filling your lungs with fresh energy. Repeat this visualization with each exhale, letting the ball of lead guide your breath outward, releasing tension and cultivating a deep sense of grounding and relaxation.
Continue breathing in this way for a few minutes, allowing yourself to settle deeper into this state of ease and presence. It's amazing how just using, visualization like that with the breath can make it even more powerful, more tangible. It's like giving our subconscious mind a blueprint for relaxation and letting it go to work.
Exactly. And by combining breath awareness with visualization and sound, we're creating a multisensory experience that can deepen our meditative state. It's like activating different pathways in the brain. A symphony of awareness that harmonizes our whole being.
What I find so inspiring about Alan Watts' approach to meditation is that it's not about striving for some distant goal or achieving enlightenment. It's about embracing the present moment, imperfections and all, and finding the beauty in the ordinary.
That's the heart of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not about escaping reality, but diving deeply into it. It's about experiencing the richness of life
Yeah.
as it unfolds moment by moment, and that childlike curiosity we were talking about that
Yeah.
plays a crucial role, approaching life with a sense of wonder and openness,
Yeah.
allowing ourselves to be surprised and delighted by the smallest things.
Like we're rediscovering the magic of everyday life, seeing the world with fresh eyes.
Hmm.
It makes me think back to what you said about the breath being a bridge between our physical selves and something bigger. It's like we're not just breathing in air, but the very essence of life itself.
Beautifully put. And as we cultivate this awareness of the breath, we begin to tap into a deeper sense of interconnectedness. We realize that we're not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it.
It's like we're breathing in the universe and breathing out ourselves, a constant exchange of energy and consciousness, and that realization that feeling of oneness can be incredibly liberating.
Absolutely. It frees us from the illusion of separateness, that feeling of being isolated and alone. It opens us to a sense of belonging, of being held and supported by something much greater than ourselves.
It's like coming home to ourselves, to our true nature, and it circles back to the concept of wu wei, effortless action. When we're aligned with this deeper sense of oneness, we naturally flow with the current of life, allowing things to unfold with more ease and grace.
Exactly. It's like surrendering to the wisdom of the universe,
Yeah.
trusting that everything is happening as it should. And this doesn't mean we become passive or inactive. It means our actions are infused with a sense of alignment and purpose, a deep knowing that we're in harmony with the flow of life.
It's like dancing with the cosmos rather than trying to wrestle it into submission. And that's the beauty of meditation. It empowers us to become more conscious creators of our own reality, to live with intention and purpose.
Well said. And as we integrate these practices into our daily lives, we experience a profound shift in perception. a sense of peace and clarity that permeates our whole being.
So it's not just about setting aside time for formal meditation practice. It's about bringing that same mindfulness to everything we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whether we're washing dishes, walking the dog, or having a conversation, we can bring that same quality of presence and awareness
Mm.
to each moment. And in doing so, we discover that even the most mundane tasks can become opportunities for growth and transformation.
It's about finding the sacred in the ordinary, the
Yeah.
extraordinary in the everyday.
Beautifully put. Alan Watts reminds us that the point of life isn't to reach some distant destination. It's to savor the journey itself, to embrace the richness and beauty of each moment.
And on that note, I think we've reached the perfect point to wrap up our deep dive into the art of meditation. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final question to consider. How can you incorporate these principles of Wu Wei, childlike curiosity, and mindful awareness into your own life?
That's a wonderful question to contemplate. And as you continue exploring these practices, remember that there's no right or wrong way to meditate. It's a journey of self-discovery, and the most important thing is to find what resonates with you, what works for your unique being.
And remember, we're always here to help guide you along the way. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.